in shape 145. In shape. You know what I mean? So this is different from a Crawford coming up to 168, but we know his walk around weight is probably 170, 180.
Tank Davis, only shortcoming, pun intended, is his height. He's 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. But as you can see here, he's working on his versatility.
Terence Crawford recently paid a visit to Gervonta Tank Davis ahead of his highly anticipated showdown with Jake Paul. During their time together, Crawford shared valuable training insights and strategic advice. The meeting between the two champions highlighted a strong sense of mutual respect and professional admiration. Crawford praised Davis for his incredible talent, discipline, and relentless work ethic. He even hinted that if Tank ever wanted to step into the ring with him one day, he'd welcome the challenge, not out of rivalry, but out of pure respect for the sport of boxing.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great, he can be like all the other fighters that's moving up 2 weight classes and, daring to be great.
You would fight him.
Man, tell him to come up there.
You got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin, so tell him to come and touch it.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Gervonta said you got a glass.
He said I got a glass chin. Tell him to come and touch it.
At 147?
At 147. I'll make 147 for him.
Ooh, see, oh, man.
You're going to have a pre-camp.
Then what the people going to say? Oh, he's beating up on little guys.
Gervonta Davis appears to be taking a page from Terence Crawford's playbook, one of boxing's most technically gifted fighters. Crawford's preparation for his clash with Canelo Alvarez drew attention for his seamless stance switches, exceptional balance, and unpredictable rhythm. Now, it seems Tank is adopting a similar approach. Recent training footage shows Davis experimenting with his footwork, shifting angles, and even switching stances mid-combination, a rare sight for the explosive southpaw. Many analysts believe he's not only inspired by Crawford, but also studying Jaron Boots Ennis, a fighter known for mastering both stances with ease. This evolution suggests Tank is preparing to unveil a new, unpredictable version of himself, one designed to shock Jake Paul and the boxing world in their upcoming showdown.
Right. This is scary. Gervonta Tank Davis is working on his versatility. We already know he has that ultimate equalizer, that special God-gifted one-punch knockout power. But he also can box. Gervonta Tank Davis, he's very durable, has a chin, never seen him visibly hurt. Gervonta Tank Davis also has great footwork and foot placement. And here you see Gervonta Tank Davis' only shortcoming, pun intended, is his height. He's 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. But as you can see here, he's working on his versatility. He's now working on fighting orthodox. He's naturally a southpaw. Now he's working on fighting orthodox. Great switch hitters, no Diddy in the sport.
Showbiz the Adult, a respected boxing commentator, emphasized that the upcoming showdown between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul must deliver genuine excitement. He pointed out that many fans fear the fight could end up looking like a light sparring session, with both men holding back to avoid embarrassment. But according to Showbiz, if that happens, it could be disastrous for both of their careers. He warned that fans would quickly lose interest and refuse to pay for future fights. With Tank and Jake both commanding huge audiences hungry for action, this matchup can't afford to be cautious or scripted. It needs to bring real intensity and competitive fire, because if it falls flat, the hype surrounding it will disappear overnight.
It could be career-ending. Jake Paul can end his whole shit. That's the black. Tank can end Jake Paul's whole shit. And if that fight is meh, and it's just a sparring session that's tit for tat, their shit's over. Because people gonna be pissed that it's exactly what they expected it to be. They can't do that. If they do, their career's ruined. Jake Paul career's ruined, and Tank. If they make it meh and just touch, both their brands suck. That's the black two sugars. You mess around and that bell ring, and you see little Tank, and you see Big Jake, and he's throwing a jab, and little Tank making a miss, and bam, and y'all gonna be like, whoa, say I'm lying. Y'all, you know what? Yes, say I'm lying. Please say I'm lying. But y'all gonna be right there, cheering, because you ain't never seen nothing that damn bizarre. Even De La Hoya versus Shaq had headgear, and Shaq ain't a boxer. That right there, fireworks. Because you're going to be holding your breath, especially Tank fans. I'm going to be like, don't hit Tank. You're going to see Tank little ass legs. He's going to, and big ass Jake, big legs, and big ass head. Bam, bam. Watch. Y'all talk all that shit now because y'all love talking shit. Y'all love hating on things until you see it. Like women back in the 90s. I remember my sisters back in the 90s. You ain't that cute. You ain't, but all on your shit. That's what y'all do. Y'all talk shit, but y'all the first ones there.
Keith Thurman highlighted an undeniable truth about Gervonta Davis and his critics. He noted that the very people who constantly bash Tank are often the same ones who never miss a single one of his fights. They claim his performances fall short, yet they tune in every time he steps into the ring. According to Thurman, this behavior actually proves their hidden support. Even when fans try to tear him down, their attention only boosts his fame. The more they criticize his performances, the more they help keep Tank's name alive, turning negativity into fuel that strengthens his presence in the boxing world.
First off, don't watch Tank. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? You support it, then what you doing? You can't not support and support at the same time, right? So if you're a boxing purist, then this fight with Roach is really more for you. It's going to be more up your alley, you know? If you just like all entertainment, all fights, all hypes, all everything, then you're going to want to tune in to the Tank and Paul's show there, you know, because that's all for entertainment. What does it say? For entertainment purposes only, right? It's just say like somewhere in the small print of the promotion. For entertainment, don't do this at home, kids. You know, so fine.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer. For entertainment purposes only, you know. So, you know, it's money-making purposes only. You know, it is what it is.
When Claressa Shields suggested that the only logical fight for Gervonta Davis would be against Shakur Stevenson, her comment didn't sit well with Tank. He fired back with a cold response, saying, "No one has the right to tell me what to do." His message was clear. Fans should enjoy the show, not try to manage his career. This reaction seems to come from a deeper place. After his controversial draw with Lamont Roach, many fans turned against him online, labeling him overrated. That criticism clearly struck a nerve. Now, Tank appears determined to block out outside opinions and focus solely on himself. His mindset is simple. He fights on his own terms, not for anyone's approval.
But the only people that can beat him is Shakur Stevenson, and I don't know who else he said. She thought that at a point in time that Devin Haney could beat him, but now she doesn't believe that. But so really the only fight that there is for Gervonta Davis is Shakur. What a mighty, mighty convenient argument. And Gervonta Davis responded, and basically his response was, "Come on, girl, stop talking about me so much because you're making me feel like I'm special." Right? So he pretty much just, you know, kind of blows it off. But I really think that there's something much deeper going on here, and it is that this, and I said it again, I said it in another video, I'll say it in this one, the Bud Buddies. The Bud Buddies are a crew of boxers that all hang around and worship Terence Bud Crawford, and the main two members of it, besides the people that are actually in Terence Crawford's camp, as fighters are Shakur Stevenson and Claressa Shields, without a doubt. Claressa Shields is a huge backer of Terence and a huge backer of Shakur Stevenson. At the end of the day, the only thing she really cares about is what's in the best interest of Shakur Stevenson. And anything and everything she say is angled that way to get Gervonta Davis to do something that Shakur Stevenson wants him to do, which is really do all the hard work, and then be there for Shakur Stevenson to become a star at the end of it. I'm telling you, man, I believe that to the bottom of my soul, that is the same plan that Terence Crawford ran on Aerospin.
The upcoming clash between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul doesn't quite fit the mold of traditional boxing. As several analysts have noted, matchups like this don't truly reflect competitive sport. They live somewhere between athletic contest and entertainment spectacle. What makes this fight particularly unusual is that both men are still in their athletic prime. Exhibition bouts typically make sense when fighters are past their peak, much like Floyd Mayweather's recent events. But in this case, both Davis and Paul remain active, capable, and ambitious in their careers. That's what makes this event so peculiar. It blurs the line between a legitimate boxing match and a viral entertainment stunt.
With fighters pretty much in their prime. But other than the size mismatch, most people are wondering, why has Tank taken this fight? And those were the first questions targeted to Tank in this presser. Because usually these sorts of bouts are relegated to the latter part of your career. And for most Gervonta Davis supporters, they thought they would get the big fights next, the Shakurs. They didn't think he would be fighting Jake Paul. Although Tank tried to push it off as fans should just be happy watching the sport and hey, haters will be haters, I think that's quite unfair to the people who have been loyal supporters of him and honestly have paid his bills. He tried to compare the level of criticism he gets to the likes of Mayweather, but the difference is with his mentor Floyd, he really did fight a lot of champs in their prime. Has Tank? Well, not really. The most notable fight he's recently had that the people actually wanted was the Ryan Garcia fight, and the only reason he took that fight was because everything was on his terms. And other than the Ryan fight over the last couple years, it's either been people who aren't in his weight division, which he's pulling up, or fighters ranked in the lower half of the top 10 lightweight list. The fights people have truly wanted to see just have never materialized, and simply that's why people criticize him. If the likes of Crawford never fought Spence or Usyk never fought Fury or Joshua, they would have caught the same level of flack. The reason why fighters like them are applauded is because generally they take on whatever challenge is in front of them. Tank instead, his whole career has bobbed and weaved around the most significant challenges that the people actually want to see, unless he has every.
Another major concern surrounding this fight is the massive weight difference between the two. Jake Paul typically walks around near cruiserweight levels, while Gervonta Davis competes between the lightweight and super lightweight divisions. That's a gap of roughly 60 to 70 pounds. A difference the entire boxing system is designed to prevent. That there's a reason weight classes exist, to ensure fairness and protect fighters from dangerous mismatches in power and size. If bouts like this start to become common, it raises a serious question: what's the point of having divisions at all? Even if it's labeled as an exhibition, the physical imbalance could make this matchup risky, unfair, or even hazardous.
Which I don't believe there is. He'll probably weigh around 215 pounds in the ring. That means there's a sort of a 60 to 70 pound difference between the two men in the ring on fight night, which is absolutely enormous. There are weight classes for a reason in boxing, and this is the sort of thing that is typically not allowed or permitted. And like I said in my intro, it goes to the heart of that key question in boxing, which is how big is too big? It's the reason that the pound for pound list exists, where we kind of imagine if everybody was the same size, who's the best, who's number one? And it's a debate that rages on and on and on. And so when I see a fight like this, I think the hardcore boxing fans, generally speaking, have felt frustrated by it. Yes, because we want Gervonta Davis as part of the actual sport, competing for world titles against the other elite guys in his weight class. But also because if he gets knocked out and loses to Jake Paul, it creates this illusion that Jake Paul's much better than he actually is. And so I guess the question for me is, can Gervonta Davis beat Jake Paul, or will Jake Paul simply be too massive? Can Jake Paul use his size, or will Gervonta Davis simply be too skilled? What's the answer here? And in trying to answer this, I looked to history, and there's one fight that immediately popped out of my mind, and I thought, I wonder what the size difference was there. In fact, it may even be more significant, and it was, and the small guy won. Some of you might be thinking about it right now. It's when David Haye took on the monster, the absolutely ginormous human being, Nikolai Valuev. I think it took place around 2009. So at the time, I was literally a teenager. I didn't have a clue what I was looking at, and I'd fully bought into this David versus Goliath story. But I think it's an excellent example here to draw comparisons between the Gervonta Davis-Jake Paul fight to try and understand whether or not this is a good template and blueprint to try and predict and understand what the size difference might look like in the ring. Now, David Haye was 6'3" and was 217 pounds for the Valiev fight, whereas Valiev was 7 foot tall and weighed 300.
The outcome of Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis isn't just about strength or skill, it's about the future direction of boxing itself. If Jake wins, it could open the floodgates for more exhibition-style matchups between influencers and professional fighters. That shift would move attention away from championship-level bouts and towards social media-driven spectacles. Fans might start viewing traditional boxing as dull, craving drama and personality over discipline and legacy. But if Tank delivers a dominant victory, it could help restore balance, reminding the world that true boxing mastery still outweighs celebrity hype. Despite all the criticism, curiosity is sky high. Many fans secretly want to see what happens because Jake's fights are anything but ordinary. They're wild, unpredictable, and chaotic. Exactly the kind of energy that draws in casual viewers who stopped watching conventional boxing. Adding Gervonta Davis into that mix only amplifies the excitement that in a strange way, this fight perfectly captures what modern fans seem to crave, something bold, unpredictable, and controversial, a collision between sport and spectacle that defines this new era of boxing. Promoter Eddie Hearn offered one of the sharpest takes on the upcoming matchup. He stated, boxing and entertainment are two completely different things, and when you mix them, the sport loses its identity. According to Hearn, the fight between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul isn't about genuine competition. Instead, it's a business event designed for attention, profit, and viral moments, not legacy or championship glory. He warned that this kind of spectacle is a dangerous mix because once fans begin to accept entertainment boxing as the norm, it could erode the sport's credibility altogether. Coming from someone with decades of experience in the boxing business, Hearn's words carry weight. He's seen firsthand how quickly entertainment-driven fights can overshadow real championship bouts, and that's exactly what worries him about this one.
Jake would fight in November. I think, wasn't I the one that broke Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis 6 months ago or something? I knew that they'd agree that deal. I didn't know they were about to announce it then, but I did know that they'd agreed that deal previously. So I don't like it, if I'm honest. I mean, I think we need to really differentiate between boxing and an entertainment concept, and that's what that is. It's a freak show. It's entertainment. It's a lightweight fighting a cruiserweight. You know, with, I don't know, is it bigger gloves and certain minutes per round? I don't know what it is, but, you know, I understand the market and I understand this freak show shop kind of the world mentality of people potentially tuning in. Is that a step too far? Maybe. I mean, I hated Jake Paul against Mike Tyson, but it did massive numbers. I hate Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis. It'll probably do massive numbers. So that's when you really have to differentiate yourself between